Hey y'all doing all right? Good. I'm glad you're doing fine. Listen, this is me, and I want to talk about this Brian, the saga, the many sagas of Brian's song "Carnality." He has been caught in with his pants down again, and mm, this has become a pattern with him, as it is a pattern with a lot of men. I'm going to try to be as fair and as balanced as possible on this show, as I always try to be, to show you all how easy it is to become a Brian song, Carnality. It's very easy to become this man. And then I want to see if I could establish and unpack why is it that he could do what he do and keep being restored and come back stronger. How easy than before. And they just... sweep it up under the rug. It's just easy. I don't like today's show. I'll see you in 60.
You good. You good. You good. You good. Don't stop.
Bass.
It's the show that will get you thinking, and where the topics are hot. Feel free to comment whether we agree or not, 'cause he's got something to say.
Sir Walter Jones. Sir Walter Jones.
He's got something to say. Sir Walter Jones.
Sir Walter Jones.
Reporting live 7 days a week, always on time, but this time is not free. Sir Walter Jones, always on fleek. Latest trending topics, had you jumping out your seat.
He's got something to say.
Come on in,
boys. The water is fine.
Hello, everybody. It's the Walter Jones Show. I'm here. It is the evening edition, baby. Hi, everybody's coming in the Water Fine. Y'all doing all right? Good. Listen, today is a show. Bunkers to see all of y'all. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel. Most of you don't. It's okay. I don't like talking about sexual scandals. I've been in them. I know how they feel when you can't control your flesh. The mothers called it flush. And it's difficult. Today I wanted to talk about why we have a type of Brian Carn and why there's so many of him out there moving among us in Christendom. There's a lot of them. And they're sitting on your row. They're sitting on the deacon's board. The mother's board got one or two mothers playing the harlot. Your pastor's doing it. One of the elders, two of the elders are doing it. The ushers are doing it, and the men in the tennis section are doing it. And there are butchers, what they may call, and lesbians and homosexuals all throughout the church, and especially in the music department. Sexual sin is something that has been played out since antiquity. And a lot of the great men in scriptures have fallen because of it. While David was supposed to be at war, he saw Bathsheba taking a bath on the rooftop and felt that he needed her, even though David had all the women he could muster up, because at that time God allowed it. He allowed concubines. And but he decided he wanted somebody else's woman, after he had everything, and God had to rebuke him because he said that if you wanted more, I could have gave it to you, but you wanted somebody else's belonging, in a sense. Sexual scandals is not something that I like to talk about on the show, but because so many people are hitting me up and wanting to know what's going on, I figured I'd spend some time and talk about the Brian song effect. Brian Carnality, I call him Brian song Carnality. Carn is constantly, it seemed like every other month, he's in the Christian news or in public for saying something stupid or dumb, misappropriating, eisegetically bashing, making a mockery of that which is sacred. He decided that he wasn't popular enough, and so he decided to copy a witch. And then he tried to gaslight and tried to say the witch copied him, but we saw the date stamp on YouTube. You can't change the date stamp on YouTube. She was first and he was second, and he read from his paper. God don't need you to go and find your paper. And when God spoke to many of the prophets, they spoke as God was speaking. God, they remembered what God was saying. There are some writing prophets for sure out there that in the scriptures, God will say, write this, write that. But today, and then Larry Reed did a live, and he was talking about Brian sleeping with a bishop's wife, and Brian was texting Larry Reed at that time saying, don't expose me. Please don't do this, brother. As if to say, I did do this, but please don't talk about this act that I'm doing. It is, and then he said he would take a break. He took a break for about a week, and he was back in the pulpits. You see, some people go up and down the street. There's some men out there who are stealing car parts, especially that part that's right up under your exhaust, right up under the drivetrain. What is that thing called? Catalytic converter. The catalytic converter, you can get a lot of money for because of what it's made out of. And so they are breaking in your car. Well, they're not breaking in your car. They're just going up under your car, taking a hacksaw, and they're gone in about 30 seconds. The reason why they're doing that is because somebody is buying them. Come close. This is where I'm telling y'all where you need to focus on. The reason why so many of us are losing our catalytic converters is because someone is buying them. And as long as there is a market out there of people who buy, there will always be a market out there for people who sell and steal so that they can sell. So if they just outlaw the purchasing of catalytic converters, then it would stop people from stealing the catalytic converters, because then you starve the thief. Men like Brian Carn and other pastors, elders, clergymen do what they do because there are those who are purchasing, they're buying. They want the product. And a man like Brian Carn wants a bed wench. Men from antiquity wanted bed wenches. And men like Brian Carn wants a bed wench. You have to understand this. I'm giving you the psychological aspects of this man. And Global Network did a great breakdown of it. Socialfy did a great breakdown. I think Uncut. I think it's the Uncut. All right. These men did great breakdowns. I want to go a different way. I want to talk about the psychological aspects of these men, why they do it, and why the church is a warm host for this virus. That virus stays in you and is comfortable and grows and multiplies because it's a warm host. You understand? The church is a warm host for a whorish man because it's a whole lot of women there. And it is the picking. The harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. Oh, no. The harvest is ripe and the laborers are ripe too. So men who travel from town to town because people are asking a gifted man to come and preach and teach whatever he needs to do, he needs a bed wench wherever he go. Martin Luther King had him one. and many of the other popular men, either in social justice fights or these pastors, so-called, all right, they had a woman that either traveled with them or met them in towns so that they could exercise their expression of lust. A bed wench. You need to hear what I'm saying, ladies, so that you won't become one. The church is a warm host for men who are hungry and lustful and who need to lay his seed when he gets horny. And he lays his seed with someone who is vulnerable, who shows him attention and adoration and praise and worship. And so he finds her. What happened to Brian Carn is this young lady who came forth with this long Facebook post, he gave her what she wanted. She thought she needed it, but he gave her what she wanted. And he was able to, like a pimp on the street, give her, I saw a, what is that comedian? Little short guy, the pimp. He plays a pimp. And I was watching one of his stand-ups. Yes, I was watching it in the midst of all that cussing. I was watching it. It was some years ago. And he talked about hoes, prostitutes, and all this. Well, he mentioned hoes. He said, I know what hoes want. He said, when they come to my house, I have everything in my house that a hoe need. Now, if y'all are too sensitive, you won't be able to handle Sir Walter Jones content. Just leave now. Brian Carn offers women whatever they need. And I'm not calling this woman he was with a hoe, but I'm trying to make an analogy that the thirst was there and he quenched the thirst, albeit temporary. And he gave her the talking points that she thought she needed, even to the point was saying, you are my wife. Cat Williams, thank you all. Y'all watch Cat Williams? Y'all going to hell. You are my wife. You are my wife. Goodbye, city life. And what Brian Carn did was he realized that he was in a Ponzi scheme. He was the head of a lustful Ponzi scheme. What do I mean by that? Y'all gonna get the truth over here. You're gonna get it. Whether you like the way I say it or not, you're gonna get this truth. The Ponzi scheme in Brian Carn and men like him, because I was guilty of it, was to have someone that you could exercise your lust with, pour into her head whatever she needs, and that will hold her for years. You need to know that while you're somewhere laying your seed somewhere else. And then you pick up one and you have her. You keep her while you're picking up another. And then you keep her and then you pick up another. And you may stop 3, 4. You may have your, and then you go from city to city because you have your bed wenches. So when you go traveling, you know where but what it is a very expensive thing to do because you got to continue to pay for this. When your bed wench house is on fire, if she loses a car, if she loses a job, you're responsible. You must take care of it. And if you're going to pick up all of these, your bed wenches in different cities and towns, it's an expensive thing to do. So it became a Ponzi scheme for him. And so I guess he found out that he picked up the wrong one. Because this woman, I think, taught a valuable lesson for women who are in this thing. If you never read it, go to Global Network and go to Social Fire. They both read, Global Network read all of her letter on Facebook. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to expound on it. You all go over there and support their channels. And Social Fire did a great part 2 to Global Network, okay? You have to watch them both to get the breakdown of everything that she said. And when I read her Facebook post, I said, this woman is brilliant. Because what she did was she unpacked the psychological status, the social status, the egotistical. She digged into the soul of Brian Carn. And she brilliantly made like a manifesto, a novel. It was an amazing anthropological breakdown of her relationship with him and his relationship with others and his relationship with himself. Y'all got to read it. I'm not saying you all get caught up in scandals and what have you and read these tabloids, but what that young lady wrote, when you can literally hear the truth in what she said. And she broke it down like no other woman I've ever seen who exposed a man that she was with. If I was Brian Carn, I would fear. I would fear. Because, like the old saying, hell has no, like a woman. This woman, like many women, keep receipts. And women are typically incubators, and they will hold on to dates, memorable moments, familiar smells, and statements that you made and sayings and how your emotion, how your day was 18 years ago, June the 5th, 10 o'clock at night in Daytona Beach, Florida. God has put into her this ability to have what's called total recall. She puts it in her hard drive and it's there forever. And she cannot be a helpmeet to a man if she don't remember. So God put memory in her that he didn't put in man. Y'all need to understand what I'm saying here. So I'm giving you a psychological breakdown of Brian Carn, and I'm telling you that he's like many minty men out there in ministry. It is difficult to be single and an elder, a pastor, preacher, what have you. It's difficult. But can I tell y'all something that many of you like to do? You like to push those kind of men in marriage. Don't ever do that. Because the person who typically hurts the most is the woman. When you push a man and push him into holy matrimony as a resolve or a medicine to stop him from doing this, you're hurting the woman. It doesn't change him. You understand? You're ruining her life. So the answer to a man like that is not marriage. The answer to a man like that is salvation. That's it. Salvation. There has been a lot of fake and phony conversions that happen in Christendom down through the years. And the most dangerous thing that you could do is when you have a young man like Brian Carn. He started off as a young man, and he gave a sermon, and everybody went crazy and wild over that. And what typically happens after that is that he's now in. He trended when the word trend was not even trending. And when I see these young men, these teenagers are preaching, in the pulpit, and the people go crazy over these young men, I immediately go into prayer and say, God, protect this boy, because what's getting ready to come his way is something he can't handle. Brian Carn could not handle all of the vagina that was on its way to him. hear me. Men like Brian Carn can't handle all of the vagina that was thrown at him as a young boy. He didn't have a father figure to sit him down and say, son, you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't go there. Because they're going to throw it at you. I decided to do an apostolic tour of where the bunkers live, my community. I've gone to about a dozen cities, it feels like right now, and I've got several more to go. I'll be in New York Thursday night to see more bunkers. And every city I went to, I made sure that y'all didn't know where my hotel was. I didn't want no woman to know where my hotel was. And when I got to those cities, I made sure that I checked in with the men. Why? Because I've been down this road before. Where they would show up to the hotel room, they already had a key. How? A woman could get whatever she wants. Whatever she wants. So I hooked up with the men, and the men showed me around town, all these cities. They stayed with me and made sure that I was safe. Why? Because before, in the past, I didn't do that and got in trouble. Brian Carn didn't have a father figure to sit him down. I don't care if he had a natural father. I don't care if he had a pastor. They didn't do a great job with him. Should have sat him down and said, son, you're young, and you're going to get pushed in all of these circles and venues. You can't go to those places. This is why when God chooses someone, he silences them for a time. He puts scales on the eyes. He shuts their mouth. And he then presents to them people, male and female, to show them a more perfect way. So that they won't be faced with all of these they will be faced with winds of doctrines and temptations or what have you, but they'll know how to go through it. You understand? And you've got to protect yourself first. Don't protect nobody but yourself first. You understand? When you get on the airplane and you see that spill by the stewardess, the air, what y'all call them now? I keep calling them stewardess, but I think that's offensive to call them stewardess. Flight attendants. They tell you, if you lose oxygen, they say to take that mask and put it on who first? When I first got on the airplane in 1985, my first flight, when I heard that, I said, that don't make sense. There's a child right there, and I need to save the baby. Until I got a little more mature and understood, you can't help a baby if you can't help yourself. If you're not strong enough and if you can't breathe, how you gonna help? It's the blind leading the blind. You both gonna die. So you put the gas mask on yourself first so that you're strong enough to help your neighbor. Brothers, whether you're a bishop, pastor, elder, apostle, you need to protect yourself first so that your good might not be evil spoken of. So when I go to these towns, I make sure that I have accountability. People in my circle know where I'm going. And when I get there, I try my best to find a man who can cover me. It's not that I don't trust the bunker women. It's that I need to protect myself. You understand? Yeah, Troy, I said gas mask. I meant oxygen. You caught that, didn't you, Troy Johnson? So Brian's song Carnality is caught in a quagmire here that he created. Let me tell you what's getting ready to happen. Y'all ready for this? He will be restored like that. Like that. Another group of people will call what she did a lie. He didn't do that. Why? Because he built trust for years from city to city. So this won't affect him that much because these pastors are still going to call him in to preach. And the next time he goes live or whatever he's going to do, he is going to justify. He's going to tell y'all this is a lie, or he might admit to something, but then he's going to make it very spiritual. This is why I like what that young lady said in the letter. She preempted whatever he going to say after that, to the point where she said he is going to say these words. That woman is brilliant. He messed with the wrong one. And that long Facebook post said a lot. And it exposed the mentality and the weakness and the flaws of clergymen. Marriage is not the answer to a man who's full of lust. You all kept feeding the beast when it was young, and you gave it suckling, and he kept sucking and sucking and sucking, and he got fat. I'm talking about Brian. And there were no guardrails, and he kept sucking, and the women who kept it silent wanted him. And he was able to feed them. I'm telling you what I know because this was me. You can't play a player. You can't pimp a pimp. I know the game. I wrote the book. I know it. So when I read her Facebook post, I said, she's telling the truth. She's not telling a half truth. This woman is telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Why? Because you can't play a player. I know how this works. She told the truth. I have never experienced or witnessed such a come out and an exposure like how this woman wrote. She did not need to put up videos because she did. She put a video of her kissing him, and he just was like, God, why am I in this video? I don't want to be here. She didn't need to do any of that. She didn't even need to bring in any text messages for me. I was convinced by how she brilliantly laid it out like a good writer and like a woman how God made her to be analytical. She needs to be analytical because she needs to see things that man don't see. Brothers, the trait of that woman who exposed him is a good trait because she is capable of building a man up when he's weak and he may have some flaws, she can literally build him up and make him great. Unfortunately, she was trying to build and make great a man in whom she said he was rebuking people for doing the same thing she and he and her, I don't know, was doing. He was rebuking them in public and would go home and they did the same thing. She itemized that thing. That trait in the woman is God sent. That trait. Now, whatever she did with the trait is up to her and God and Brian. But that trait in the woman is needed. Because that kind of woman is the woman you need, brothers, who can finish your sentences, can see that you're getting ready to fall down a hole, who lifts you up, who got your back when you lean back and get ready to fall. She already got you. She know you're getting ready to fall. That kind of woman, you want her. But you got to get right. But you got to get right. So a woman like that is silent and continues for 10 years for the same reason what you would have done too. Some of y'all like, why this? Why this? Listen. Why do we always ask questions like, why did a woman wait so long to oust a man? I'm curious by women who ask that question because you all should know why. You all should know why a woman waits so long. Victims of sexual assaults don't always report it. And there are people who are victimized physically and also spiritually through manipulation and witchcraft. So I'm looking at y'all's comments and I see there's some Brian Carn supporters here. They're supporting him and they're calling her all kind of stuff, coming up with excuses. Why this, why this, why this? You know what? The way of a transgressor is hard. I'm telling y'all, if you ain't read it yet, read it. Read it, Bible note taker. Read it. She should win an award. And if you're a woman and you read it, you're going to say, Sir Walter Jones was right. Because that's something I would have written. She wanted to be his wife. He called her his wife. And she stayed in that thing that long with the hopes that he would change. She prayed that he would change. And she said in the letter, ladies, you can cook for him. You can clean for him. You can give him sex. You can give him a menage a trois. And that won't work. So she stayed in there fighting for him and her. That's what took so long. Until she couldn't take it no more. This is the attribute of victimization. And the problem with you all, some of y'all are just saying whatever you want to in the comment section, is your ignorance on how the psyche work. This is why I keep telling people, if your pastor don't have any books on psychology, sociology, anthropology, philosophy, you need to find another pastor. All he got in his office is 2 King James Bibles. You need to find you another pastor. He don't know nothing but speaking in tongues and paying tithes. That's all he know. So Y'all gonna yap, 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 yap in the comment section about nonsensical stuff. But I'm telling y'all, the people who follow this channel, they know I'm telling the truth. Understand the psyche of a man, and then you'll understand that man. Because Maya Angelou said it, and y'all been quoting it for years. When a man shows you who he is, y'all finish it. Put it in the comment section. Demetrius, I'm telling you, they got 2 King James Bibles. When a man shows you who he is, she didn't believe him, but she do now. But then it was too late. I'm done. It didn't take long to unpack this. So what's getting ready to happen? You all are going to call me a prophet in the next couple of days by what's going to play out next. Because you all are going to see videos of him back in church, laying hands and blowing on folks and prophesying. He's going to be on this channel, and he's going to be trying to unpack this to save his pocketbook and his image. Get ready for it. Men like Brian Carn are plentiful. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. Hiding in the cuff, in the rough, on the bridges, in your church, and right there in your pulpit. So what are you going to do about it? Nothing. What's the church going to do about it? Nothing. You know why? They can't do anything because he's not accountable to anyone. When you got somebody who is a young prodigy like he was, and he come up through the ranks, then he gets too much power. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. So he becomes too powerful to be silenced. There are no guardrails there because there's no accountability there. He is independent. So who gonna sit him down? He can go start another ministry wherever he can go, wherever he want to. And his members will support him through this. And if they feel that he did do this, they will forgive him and he's going to be restored. Like that. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. So it's difficult. Prophet Mantle, I don't know how old he was, but I remember seeing him when he was about 21 here in Chicago at Apostle Richard D. Hinton's church, Monument of Faith. He was like 21. He was young. And he did an interview on, what's that woman's name? She's a comedian. She interviewed him. She always putting on her church attire, and she's playing she's playing in like an old Mother Bobo with her girlfriend. And she has a talk show. She also sings. She's a professional singer, gospel. What's her name, y'all? The comedian. She interviewed Brian Carn, and Brian Carn told the story of how he got started. Thank you, the prophet Mantle. Lexi. The Lexi show. And then he messed up, and then she exposed him, and then, yeah. So, God, I thank you for your presence and your blood and your love. There's so much going on in the world, the Christian world. We don't know whether we're in the world or of the world. We don't know anymore. We walk in our churches and Men are wearing dresses and singing in the choirs. It's so much that's open and private. It's just everywhere. It's not new to you, God. It's not even new to us. We're just ignoring it. And that man who slept with his father's wife was rebuked by Paul because they were boasting on what that man was doing. They allowed it. So are we. Help us, God. Forgive us. Set us free from ourselves. The enemy is in me. It's inside of us, all around us. And we need a refreshing. We need to be reminded of how Holy Spirit can keep us. Myself and all of the people who are in the comment section right now, all of us are susceptible to fall to our spiritual death. All of us. Help us, God, through what we're seeing, through men who are falling. They didn't fall just yesterday. They've just been falling, and we just kept them up so long until something was exposed. Help us, God, please. Our flesh is weak. And the ones that are in the comment section are pointing fingers at these men, but their flesh is weak too. They suffer from things that's not sexual. They can only beat on the table and keyboard warriors about a man's sexual sins, but they have their weaknesses as well. The sowing discords and the gossiping and the lying and the cheating, even on their taxes. And they don't even obey the rules of the road. And they're ornery and mean and nasty, yet speaking in tongues. All of us. Woe is us. We need you. We need you badly. God, help us to not focus and look at other people's sins without looking in the mirror and seeing that there's something wrong with us. Keep us in the center of your will as we continue to search the scriptures to find eternal life. Our sorrows are many. Our sins are many. But God, only you can help us. Clean us up, God, and make us whole. As we're focusing on other men's sins, help us. We don't go visit the sick. We don't look after people on the streets are asking and helping, asking for help, and we walk right by them and just, I'm on my way to church. The little things that we do is like a bad smell in your nostrils. God, help us to be a little more diligent to helping those who are in need. Help us, God. We are sinking deep and deeper in sin by things that man can't see. It's easy, God, for us to expose the homosexual because we see his sensitivity, his feminine ways. We see women acting and dressing like men. We can see it, so we point the finger, and then we go home in our own private sins. Help us, God. Help us, help us, help us. We need you more now than we've ever been. Deliver us from ourselves, please, oh God. We need you now more than ever. I pray for this woman who exposed this man. I pray that her life gets better as she moves on with life, and now she knows the truth. She can move on and be happy in Jesus alone until, if it is your will, that you introduce her to a man who would love her totally and complete. And they can live a life, a oneness life in you. And all the others who might be victims, help them, God. Speak to your son, Brian Carn, tonight. And the only way you could do it, I believe he'll hear it if you speak to him. Clean him and change him, but silence him. Remove that powerful microphone, get him out of the pulpit and sit him down. Have a meeting with him. Spend some time showing him what is right. He's missing so much. He has not fully developed spiritually. There are things that was in his way. And he ate the meat that was put in front of him. And he got fat. He burped. And he wiped his lips and moved on. Help him, God, to sit at the table of righteousness so that he can eat properly. So, God, we love you. Boy, do we give your name the praise. In Jesus' name, thank God. Amen. All right, y'all, I'm done with Brian Carn. More will come out tomorrow, the next day, what have you. I don't think I'm going to touch it. Tiffany Montgomery, you're next.
All right, guys, me and Aaron just got inside the palace. We're about to ask Pharaoh to let our people go. No idea how this is gonna go, but wish us luck. Okay, we just left the meeting. We asked, he laughed, said no one's going anywhere. Anyway, the fight goes on.
Pharaoh, if you're watching this, this is your last chance. Let the people go, or it's gonna rain, hail, frogs, whatever.
Hashtag let my people go.
He let us go, then changed his mind. Now he's sending soldiers. We're literally running to the sea right now. We just got here, sea in front, army behind, no way out, everyone's freaking out. Let's see what God tells us to do. Guys, the sea literally opened up. I'll explain later, we're walking through now. And no, this path isn't on Google Maps.
Didn't film the parting, was busy holding the staff. But yeah, it worked. The sea split. I'm exhausted.
All right, guys, we made it. Seal's behind us, Pharaoh's not. Don't forget to like, comment, and maybe bring sandals next time. We walked a lot.
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sir Walter Jones to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?